All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Daryl Long, setting the record straight. Simp God 313. You already know what it is, man. Um, I had to do this reaction, bro. Usually I spend a few days to, craft a video, et cetera, et cetera. But one thing I will not tolerate is Michael Jackson slander. Now, if you are not familiar with what's been going on, Michael Jackson's nephew, Jafar Jackson, and the Jackson 5 family have released a new movie, which is basically a biopic of Michael's life. All right. I haven't seen the movie yet. Just to put that out there first, I haven't seen the movie at all. But I am very familiar with Michael's life. And to see the disrespect that's going on, right? To see the raccooning that's going on is crazy. And what's worse is all of this is coming from a failed rapper, a failed R&B singer, somebody who is almost 40, 50 years old, still not successful at all in his own right when it comes to music. The best he's going to be is somebody who's online talking about Michael Jackson, who is more talented than his mother, his father, his granddaddy, all his ancestors combined. Still not as talented, still not as successful, still not as influential as Michael Jackson. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about, again, this video right here by Cam James, where he breaks down the Michael Jackson movie. And I have no problem with everything else he said, but then when you get to one part of the movie, one part of his review, you hear allegations. So I have taken the liberty to destroy his video, right? I know these cowards would never come back after you give real facts, right? After we give real facts, and we will be exposing the lies of Jordan Chandler, the lies of Gavin Arvizio, right? 13-year-old liar, right? And we will explore the Leaving Neverland bullshit from 2019 with Wade Robson and James Safechuck, right? Both who failed to actually get Michael Jackson thrown in jail, no money taken from him, right? The judge dismissed those suits in 2021. I think it's interesting that Cam James didn't mention none of this inside of his actual his bullshit ass review. He didn't mention how Gavin Arvizio, whatever, the family lost because the accusers had very serious credibility issues, where they had admitted that he lied in a sworn statement in the year of 2000 when he said his mother and father had never fought, only for the police to find out that his mother and father were actually fighting. His father was beating the shit out of his mom. And they didn't care about real justice because they settled, right? They settled after the family had gotten beaten up by security guards in JCPenney. They settled for $152,000, which is more than what their family had made, period, all year combined. So of course they wanted to sue Michael Jackson for some more money. But let's start off with the allegations, because of course he's going to breeze through it, not go through every case by case, not go through why judges, prosecutors, and litigators found Michael Jackson not guilty, and all of these lying ass little white children, because there's something else you didn't mention in your video. These were white children. But you know what? Let's watch this bullshit right now.
Okay, we got to bring some difficult facts into the picture now.
Calling it facts is crazy. Calling it facts when I just watched your video and you didn't go over shit. You know what you did? You did the same thing that white people do when they talk about Donald Trump and they talk about Jeffrey Epstein. You gloss over the fucking truth, but still call it truth. And on top of this, by the end of this video, this man, Cam James, and I will be showing his music videos, right? So y'all can show y'all how musically declined he is compared to Michael Jackson. And this why so many black men like Cam James is jealous because Michael is more famous than him. Michael, in his death, is more successful than him. A better artist than him, make better music than you. What don't Michael do? Michael do everything better than you. Everything. Pathetic, bro. Now let's start with these so-called facts in his trash ass video.
Another trigger warning. Skip to this timestamp if you have no interest in hearing about all the inappropriate relationships.
Yeah, I would suggest y'all skip to his timestamp on the video because this man doesn't bring any facts at all. But let's keep going.
Relationships Mike had with kids. Okay, let's dive in. I'll keep it as quick as I can. The film focuses really hard on the philanthropy Michael did with sick and dying children.
Things that are real. Things that are real. Because Michael did focus on philanthropy. Things that he would do for sick and dying children. What have you done for sick and dying children, Cam? What have you done for children that are on their deathbeds? What hope have you given them? What kind of inspiring person are you to these young children? Go ahead, Cam, tell me. How many times have you walked into a hospital and a child is about to die and you donate millions of dollars? Huh? Failed rapper, bald-headed ass nigga? Huh? Oh, never? Again, it always be these weak ass men living in Atlanta, Georgia, right? We know where to find you. Living in Atlanta, Georgia, right? Dissing Michael Jackson. Couldn't even make a record, bro. Everybody down there is more successful than you. T.I.'s sons, both of them, make better music than you. You are a failed artist. Period. You don't do no work with the kids. You're not doing shit. You won't do nothing. And here it is. You want to shame Michael Jackson, the person who's actually doing something and helping children and inspiring children. He would inspire a young Usher Raymond. He would inspire a young Chris Brown. He would inspire a young Omarion. You know how many young young people, even in the 90s, looked up to Michael fucking Jackson? You know how many people sample Michael Jackson music because of how much he means to them? And you come online as a black man lying for white fucking liars on this bitch like Gavin Arvizio? Punk ass nigga.
And that was amazing to see. He had an enormous heart and loved children on a level that few can relate to. That said,
No. I don't like how you said that. Michael loved children more than few can relate to. No, there's millions of people out here doing good for children that's not theirs. It's just that Michael did it on a level and had the microscope so pointed at him that everybody saw it. I say this all the time when I'm talking to black women and they say, well, there's no black men doing nothing. There's no black men protecting the community. When in actuality, there's New Era Detroit, there's the Unity Group in Chicago. There's so many groups that are helping their community, investing into their community, not only with time, not only with their body, but with money as well. The only difference between those individuals and Michael Jackson is he's fucking Michael Jackson. So when he would pop out, unlike Zeke in New Era Detroit, when Michael Jackson pop out to help some kids, what did all the little thirsty ass paparazzi people do? And all the thirsty ass news people, they pop out with cameras and make it a fucking spectacle. Meanwhile, Michael was just trying to do the right thing. Michael just trying to help children have hope in a world where white men and the patriarchy is destroying every fucking thing. Destroying everything. And I can see you being, and that's probably why you didn't make it in music. You probably didn't make it in music because black people can sense the coonery in you, boy. But let's keep going.
Michael was also casually hanging out with famous little boys and girls as early as
This
1975.
the same shit they accused Drake of doing. This y'all do know that child, like, let's look at Macaulay Culkin. Is that his name? Macaulay Culkin? The dude from Home Alone. Y'all do realize that motherfucking celebrities that are adults, they will be around young celebrities sometimes. Look at somebody like Marsai Martin. How many adults was Marsai Martin around? Are y'all going to get on her for hanging around Issa Rae when she was underage? Or will you highlight the facts? Because even Macaulay Culkin has came out and said, Michael has never done nothing to me. Michael was always a good friend to me. Michael was always somebody inspirational to me. I don't understand this. And y'all hang around grown men who are not taking care of their kids, abusive, financially, spiritually, sexually, and physically. Like, y'all are around these men on a daily basis. For example, bro, Cam, you live in Georgia. What are you doing about all the black women that's being abused in Georgia right now? Not a motherfucking thing. Trying to get them to be in your mediocre ass videos again. That's going to fail. That's going to get 700 views on YouTube. You fucking bum. Let's keep going, bro.
When he was 17. Tatum O'Neal was 12. In that 5-year gap
Who?
Also casually hanging out with famous little boys and girls as early as 1975 when he was 17. Tatum O'Neal was 12. And that 5-year gap between 12 and 17 isn't the same as me dating a 31-year-old. Those two 12 and 17.
Are we talking about dating? Why are we having a conversation about children and you claiming to be protecting children, but at the same time you're talking about dating? If you can see what the young man is holding, it's actually a Golden Globe Award. Now, how do you win those? How do you win a Golden Globe Award? And what was this young man famous for? Those are the questions that you didn't ask, right? So let's go back and watch.
17. Tatum O'Neal.
What is Tatum O'Neal famous for? Let's go see. When he was a young person, he played in a movie called Paper Moon. He was in Bad News Bears, 1976. He was in Nickelodeon, 1976. He was in Little Darlings, 1980. I mean, this was someone who was a child star. Okay, so you're acting like this Tatum guy, Tatum O'Neal. Okay, cool. He was around Michael like a lot of kids wanted to be around Michael because they were all stars. You can't relate to being a child star, right? And it never proved that Michael did anything with these kids. I can't stand black people that ignore shit like Donald Trump hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, again, who was a convicted, unlike Michael, a convicted predator. And when I went through Cam James' channel, I saw no Donald Trump content. I saw no content calling Donald Trump a PDF file. I saw no content. He said he's a investigatory YouTuber. He's an investigatory YouTuber fucking speculating about some shit that we already know the facts about. Pathetic.
Was 12. And that 5-year gap between 12 and 17 isn't the same as me dating a 31-year-old. Those two watched Roots at Hugh Hefner's house and hung out in a jacuzzi after. Michael claimed she came on to him at Hugh Hefner's house.
How do you know for a fact that these two watch movies at Hugh Hefner's house? And on top of that, bro, okay, cool. Hugh Hefner ran Playboy. Was girls running around or women running around naked 24/7? Is there a moment of time where people just come over and watch movies and relax, bro? Because you're making it seem like Michael was out there with children and Playboy bunnies. But when you Google it, there has been no Playboy bunnies to substantiate what you're saying. There hasn't been one Playboy bunny that said that they was hanging out with Michael Jackson, Hugh Hefner, and children. But yet, you threw this bullshit into your punk ass video to try to spin a narrative about Michael that white people were spinning. And also, I noticed you didn't mention something. Right? Because I got all the receipts put up right here. You didn't mention how the music industry was going after Michael Jackson because he had just purchased the Beatles catalog. Right? He had just purchased the Beatles catalog. Paul McCartney couldn't get it. He owned all of it. Michael Jackson make more money off the Beatles catalog than you do in your whole fucking life. Michael Jackson owns most of the fucking music industry. Michael Jackson in 1995 owned a company called ATV, which merged with Sony Publishing Business in a joint venture valued at over $100 million for his side alone. In that 1 year, on that one deal, Michael made $100 million. And just so you know, the catalog's value today is estimated to be around $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion. And since Michael Jackson in 1995 announced that he owns the Beatles catalog, there has been a surging of 3,000, you heard that, 3,000% increase in how much listeners are listening to the Beatles. You got to think about it. Michael Jackson owns half of Sony's catalog. So Michael Jackson owns Bob Dylan, Elvis, Taylor Swift, Marvin Gaye, Lady Gaga, Eminem, Bruce Springsteen, and countless others. Every time they drop a project, Michael get paid. Every time they drop a project, Michael get paid. And y'all wondering why he has so many allegations come up against him. But don't worry about it. I already did all my research. And I got every case that Michael ever went through. I got the reasons why the prosecution dropped the fucking cases. And we got all of the little lies told by these people in different cases. Like again, Gavin Arizio told prosecutors in a sworn statement that his mother and father never got into a fight. But then when it went to trial, came out that he lied under oath. So why would I believe anything he got to say about Michael motherfucking Jackson? Fuck that nigga.
And hung out in a jacuzzi after. Michael claimed she came on to him aggressively at 12 years old, while she denied this in her memoir from 2004, claiming he made out with her before backing out of it.
Bro, let's stop it. Because I hate to even be the person that got to say this. But a lot of these white girls are fast. I hate to be the one that got to tell y'all. We've seen pictures of Kim Kardashian at 14 years old. We know now that they were actually being groomed, allegedly, by what's her name? What's Kim Kardashian mom name? I can't think of her. I know Bruce Jenner is the dad slash mom, but what's Chris Jenner? Chris Jenner allegedly had her fuck Ray J and put the video out so they can make money. That's grooming, bro. And a lot of these white women, they teach their children go after the richest black man. We saw it in Hulk Hogan. When Hulk Hogan found out that his girlfriend, sorry, his daughter was dating a black man. When Hulk Hogan found out his daughter was dating a black man, he said the least thing you can go do is go get a rich N-word. That's how they really teach their daughters. That's how they really teach their daughters, bro. If you're gonna go get a black man and desecrate on our white lineage, the least thing you can do is bring some money into the family. They say this all the time, but you don't want to. You never mention how people was going at Michael and then they would settle just so they can get 120,000, 200,000. These people would come up with anything to try to take money out of Michael's pocket because they know Michael owned all of their music. The Beatles couldn't even drop a damn song without Michael getting paid. Lady Gaga couldn't make a song without Michael getting paid. Taylor Swift, who amassed $300 million by herself, couldn't even make a song without Michael getting paid. Many of y'all didn't even know Michael was getting paid when Taylor Swift dropped a song. But again, I'm seeing, because I actually was about to go leave and head into Chicago and get some work done. But I had to do this reaction because it's disrespectful to Michael's legacy to make it seem like he was touching these little fucking kids when we already, I hate when I hate when the justice system finds a black man innocent and still he must still go out into society and deal with shit like this. Right? How many more, because Stephon Diggs was found not guilty yesterday. How many motherfuckers like Cam James are about to come out saying, well, I still believe he beat her up. I still believe he did this. I still believe he did that. But they won't ever mention the inconsistencies in the woman who actually took the stand. Just like this man is not going to mention the inconsistencies, both of the parents and the children who made those allegations against Michael Jackson. I'm not going, bro. And every time you drop a Michael Jackson video, I will be reacting, period. If you want to get famous together, if you want me to use your name in order to garner more views, they keep making Michael Jackson videos. And I'm going to keep dragging you. And I think I'm going to go back and drag your music videos just for fun.
Her claims are contradicted by her own 1995 statements about Michael, though, where she called him...
Excuse me? Excuse me, what?
...after. Michael claimed she came onto him aggressively at 12 years old, while she denied this in her memoir from 2004, claiming he made out with her before backing out of it. Her claims are contradicted by her own 1995 statements about Michael, though, where she called him gentle and claimed he wouldn't even sit on her bed.
Oh. You sound like an innocent man to me. So let me get this right. One day, this is a black man vouching for this woman. One day, the white woman says, Michael tried to touch me. Michael tried to grape me. Michael this and Michael that. The next day, when she drops a book and she don't want to be sued for defamation and she don't want her book sales going to the Jackson Foundation, she says, Michael Jackson's a really good guy. He wouldn't even sit on my bed. He's the sweetest man I've ever known. I bet that's right, bitch. Yeah. See, Michael, he was a good guy. He wasn't gonna slide. I'll slide for Michael. I slide for Michael to this day. The woman said Michael wouldn't even touch her, wouldn't sit on her bed. But then you gonna go and report the lies the bitch done told, knowing that the shit contradictory. You pathetic ass niggas.
My first girlfriend, who I really loved a lot, was Tatum O'Neal.
And was it a typically romantic adolescent love affair?
Yeah, it was. But I don't think I was ready.
Romantic.
Loved a lot was Tatum O'Neal.
Oh damn, she looked like a little boy. She looked like a little boy. So Tatum O'Neal was your first girlfriend. Tell me about her, Michael. My lord.
And was it a typically romantic adolescent love affair?
Yeah, it was. But I don't think I was ready for some of the things she was talking about.
So Michael was young, she was young. Let's be real, bro. And I really hate to say this, but I go from my own experience. When I was young, when I was 14 years old, I lost my virginity. I was with my girlfriend at the time. Me and my girlfriend, we had dated all through middle school. And then when we got to 9th grade, she told me she wanted to lose her virginity. I still remember to this day. She told me I didn't know what I was doing. And I know for a fact that I wasn't good at it, right? I just wasn't. I know for a fact that I was not good at it. Michael was also a virgin. Michael was also a child. But there's some young children that are very, 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 very advanced. And these young children are in environments like Hollywood, where niggas like Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump exist. But again, Cam James don't want to talk about that. He said that Michael Jackson represents the only man in history that people have given a pass to when it comes to these type of allegations. And yet, we have President Donald J. Trump in office right now, and half the country is saying that he never even hung out with Jeffrey Epstein, while the other half of the country see videos of him cheating on his wife, kissing prostitutes, hanging out with a convicted predator, already being a 34-time convicted felon, hanging out with fucking Stormy Daniels, giving her top CIA trade secrets. Oh, and do I gotta get into the commentary that Donald Trump has made about his own daughter, Ivanka Trump? Do I gotta show the video when he was saying, hey, if she wasn't my daughter, I'll fuck her. She got a really nice Coke bottle shape. Talking about his own fucking daughter. But I like how in Cam James' mind, Michael Jackson is the only man that has been given a pass when it comes to predatory shit. Let's just not talk about Brett Kavanaugh. Let's not talk about P. Diddy. Let's not talk about all of these men that get a pass. Michael Jackson didn't get a pass. Michael Jackson went to court and won every single case. It's almost like he was innocent. Mark ass nigga.
I was pretty naive. I'm not joking. I hope she forgives me for telling this.
No, Michael, it wasn't that you were just naive, Michael. This is a young man that was abused. This is a young man that was going through trauma. This is a young man that did not have a childhood. He wasn't able to just go to school and get good grades. No, he had to learn dancing. He's a dancing machine. He had to actually learn how to dance, how to sing, how to perform, right? He had to watch his weight. He had to watch what he eats. He had to be disciplined because, of course, there was millions of young women that would have gave their little coochie to Michael Jackson just so they can get a Jackson baby. And you highlighted that when you talked about Jermaine Jackson and one of his other brothers. My wife talk about this every time she mentioned these niggas. But I guess two of Michael's brothers have the same baby mama. And I think it might be Tito and Jermaine. I'm not sure. But I will put the facts up. I put it in the fucking description below, okay? But I know for a fact that two of Michael's brothers fucked the same woman and she had children by both of them. Now, what was the race of this woman? White woman. She knew goddamn well she had a baby with one brother and had a baby with another brother. So these niggas are what? Brothers? Cousins? Bruzins? But you want to tell me that these white bitches ain't out here fucking and trying to get every single coin they can off a rich black man? That's the fucking the feeling this video give me, because you never mentioned how she was a poor ass white bitch, and how every time Michael lost these cases, he still ended up giving out money, giving money away. Lawyers getting paid, judges getting paid, fucking prosecutors getting paid. The fucking the little cop nigga holding the dog inside the court, he get paid. Everybody get paid except Michael. Trying to destroy this man's legacy. You should be ashamed of yourself, bro.
I was pretty naive. I'm not joking. I hope she forgives me for telling this story. Okay, Tatum, please forgive me. I remember her telling me to come over to the house, to her house. They have a Beverly Hills house too. And what she's going to do to me when I come. You know,
Well, what did she say?
all the sexual stuff. So I'm scared to death.
So she rings you and says, Michael, come to my house. I'm going to make love to you.
Yeah. She touched the button of my shirt to open it. And I took my hands like this. And I wouldn't let him down.
I think he was scared of Joe Jackson ass. Y'all remember the scene from the first Jackson 5 movie when Joe Jackson was like, "You better not marry that goddamn woman, Michael." Joe Jackson was abusive, bro. There's no other way around it. Joe Jackson was probably telling his boys, if I catch y'all getting a girl pregnant and we got to deal with babies and baby mamas and child support, and y'all got to spend one iota of time not doing what the fuck Joe Jackson says you got to do, then you get your ass beat. That's the kind of person Joe Jackson was. Joe Jackson was formed in Gary, Indiana in what, the 40s and the 50s and 60s? And he was a laborer. Yeah, he was always going to be hard. Those men are some of the hardest men to this day. They actually had to go through a period of time where it was true racism. But let's keep going.
And she just walked away. She knew I was too shy for it. That's what happened.
I'm not assigning blame here, but there's zero mention of any of this in the film.
Why would they put this in the film, dog? You dumbass nigga. Why would they put this in the film? Oh yeah. Let's go get that scene where Tatum O'Neal, as children, tries to seduce Michael Jackson. Because yeah, the fucking audience, they will love that. They will love. Why the fuck would they put that in the movie? Why the fuck would they go and cast somebody like Tatum O'Neal only for a part in the movie where she comes off as predatory? Are you fucking you must be slow, bro. You must get one of the mental illnesses that make you incapable of doing basic shit. And that's why your music career never went off. Because maybe maybe you slow. Janet Jackson didn't want to be in the movie. There's legal parameters preventing them from even saying Janet Jackson's fucking name. But you, black bald-headed nigga in Georgia, believes that they are supposed to cast somebody to play Tatum O'Neal seducing Michael Jackson. Are you out your fucking mind? They were supposed to go and cast little versions of Wade and Gavin and all those other lying-ass white children. For what? For what? Now, if they do that storyline, I'ma love to see how Michael Jackson beat those fucking children in court and they parents. Oh yeah. I'ma love to see them lying ass motherfuckers on the stand, credibility being destroyed, just like the woman that was going against Stephon Diggs. Yeah, sure. I think Stephon Diggs knocked her the fuck out. Yeah, I do think that. But it's not about what I think. It's about what you can present in court and what you can prove beyond a reasonable doubt. And these children, these lying, thirsty, money hungry ass white children and their thirsty ass, money hungry ass white parents, they saw in Michael somebody vulnerable and somebody that they thought they could bully until it backfired, until Michael won every motherfucking trial and nigga looked like T Grizzly. I went to trial back to back, bitch. I'm 2-0. Y'all couldn't beat Michael Jackson in trial, nigga. Who you think y'all are? And it's crazy because that same kid, Wade, he was inside. He grew up to be inside that one movie, You Got Served with B2K. So he was still dancing and shit. He just never became a star. Why would I work with the person who lied on Michael Jackson? That probably fucked his whole career up. I'm not about to work with you. You lied on Michael Jackson? Nah, bro, I'm good. Because if you lie on Michael Jackson, you would lie on me. Fuck that.
Not relevant to a biopic? If you say so.
It's not.
I'll keep
It's not. It's not. It's not relevant to the biopic, dumbass. The fuck is you talking about? It's not relevant to the biopic, bro. The same way when you watch Dr. Martin Luther King biopic, you don't see a fucking scene where he allegedly is trying to fuck Rosa Parks. Even though all of you raccoons get online and say, well, Dr. Martin Luther King was a cheater. He cheated on his wife and he tried to fuck Rosa Parks. And then when we ask you to elaborate, to prove this, to substantiate your comment, your claim, you have no proof, no facts, no receipts. You can't bring in Rosa Parks' granddaughter. You can't bring in a photo or nothing. You're just going off something that you read from some you have nothing. You cannot substantiate why that should be in the movie. Let's go into the next bullshit, which is Brooke Shields. Brooke fucking Shields. I haven't heard her name in fucking years.
It's in the film. Not relevant to a biopic? If you say so. I'll keep going. When Michael was 23, he met Brooke Shields, a 15-year-old girl.
Okay. Michael met when Michael was 23, he met a 15-year-old Brooke Shields. You didn't tell me how, Daddy. You didn't tell me how. Let's keep going.
Jackson called her one of the loves of his.
Oh, see, you went straight into their relationship. How did Michael Jackson meet Brooke Shields? Was Brooke Shields a prominent young supermodel who was being featured with superstars like, I don't know, Michael fucking Jackson? Let's go and ask Gemini. Because I want to have my facts straight. Because you just made it seem like they hung out and Michael saw her hanging out at Toys R Us and got her number and shit. Fuck out of here, bro. Gemini, can you tell me how Michael Jackson and Brooke Shields met for the very first time?
Michael Jackson and Brooke Shields met at the Academy Awards in 1981 when she was 15 and he was 22. Shields later described the encounter as an immediate connection where she felt protected by him, and they remained close friends for decades following that first introduction.
Interesting. So Brooke Shields and Michael Jackson met at the Academy Awards, but you don't mention that. You don't mention that because you want people to create a narrative that Michael was chasing after a 15-year-old Brooke Shields, but that's not what happened. Michael was invited to the Academy Awards because he's fucking Michael Jackson. And Brooke Shields was there in attendance because she was an upcoming young superstar in the world of modeling and fashion. And even Brooke Shields described the encounter with Michael Jackson as an immediate connection, feeling protected by him. How many women feel protected by men today? I wish my wife was woke right now. And I would ask my wife, besides myself, maybe besides some of her brothers, do you feel protected by black men? When you meet a black man, do you feel protected? Because that's what Brooke Shields said she felt, sir. But you're going to go into a romantic relationship that Brooke Shields has often denied, which means you are lying, sir. That's what that means. You are lying, sir. You're lying. But let's go ahead and listen to your bullshit lie so we can break it down and break you the fuck down.
He met Brooke Shields, a 15-year-old girl. Jackson called her one of the loves of his life and claimed that they dated throughout her remaining
Michael Jackson never claimed to date Brooke Shields. Never. Never. This is a lie. This is a lie. A blatant, demonstrous lie. One meant to spin a narrative around somebody's legacy who is greater than yours. Pathetic.
teenage years. She called that pathetic and said they were non-sexual and platonic friends.
Now you want to make it seem like, oh, Michael was obsessed with Brooke Shields and he claimed they were dating, but she said that was pathetic. When if you ask Google Gemini, if you ask ChatGPT, you ask Claude, you go to any fucking AI, and it will tell you that Brooke Shields, to this day, says that Michael was one of her closest confidants, one of the few men in her life that was not trying to fuck her, one of the few men in her life that did not see her as a sexual fucking object. Well, here you got Cam fucking James, the no-hit wonder, lying on Michael Jackson.
Whether it happened or not is irrelevant. He thought they were dating friends. Whether it happened or not is irrelevant.
That's the type of nigga we dealing with right now, y'all. I'm reporting it to y'all, but whether it happened or not is irrelevant. Nigga, what? How you reporting on some shit but gonna say whether it happened or not is irrelevant? What? It is relevant, actually. Like, it's actually relevant if Trump actually was hanging out with Epstein knowing he was a fucking sex trafficker. We can't just start off our fucking argument with whether it happened or not is irrelevant. What? This is the delusion and the stupidity, especially of Southern black men. Pathetic.
He thought they were dating. Not relevant to a biopic?
No, because it's not. It's a lie, nigga. It's a lie. If you want us to add all of this shit in, we might as well add into the biopic of Michael Jackson the day he met Big Meech, and the day he met motherfucking Larry Hoover, and the day he met motherfucking Bumpy Johnson, and they all hung out and they all sold crack together, and they all the biggest gangsters in the fucking United States. Do you want to just put lies in a movie? Fuck it. Michael Jackson wasn't from Gary, Indiana. He was from the east side of Detroit, Michigan. I mean, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? What is your biopic gonna be about? Trash ass motherfucking R&B songs? Let's take a break from your bullshit, little bullshit right there you got going on by Michael. And I know your punk ass gonna try to flag me for this shit. But I'm gonna play it anyway, nigga. Listen to your trash ass music. This is the same dude that was just talking about Michael Jackson. Pathetic. Pathetic. This shit trash already. Man, get to the motherfucking song, bro. We don't want to hear no interlude, nigga.
Cool. Hey. Look, got my own spot in the city. 6 floors up, got a gate code. Met her at a party and I lay a good night. Been talking, got a flight, so it's case closed. Scooped in the rent and let the HJ. Getting all excited cause my car nice. LinkedIn Continental and it's all white. Wine cooler in the dash and it's on ice.
Nigga, you got 535 subscribers, nigga. Trackaholic Music Group, I'm on y'all ass. Let me go ahead and type these niggas up and get in touch with these niggas. Trackaholic Music Groups. There we go. Y'all got a website. The Trackaholic Music Group is a multi-platform music production team specializing in music licensing and publishing. All y'all music trash though. All y'all music trash, gang. Listen to this bullshit.
Tell me how your flight was. Always been good at making small talk. All the late night calls in the past month. Got a gas stuck. Gonna be busted like a sawdust. From the deck to my room ain't a long walk. Took the elevator up. She touching on my face like when it come to.
Yeah, that shit trash, gang. That shit trash. You actually better at being a hoe ass nigga on YouTube than making music. That's a fact, gang. You much better at being a mark ass nigga on YouTube than you are critiquing, you know what I'm saying, making music. Like, don't ever go back into that lane, bro. And then you trying to be a rapper / singer. You know it's fucked up when white boys can outdo you in a black game. Justin Bieber can rap better than you, nigga. Justin Bieber can outbar you right now. And then I heard you try to sing on one of the other tracks. You're not no singer. I'll take Shawn Mendes any day of the week before I listen to Cam James, nigga. I'm not banging that shit in my truck. You think when we got the hoes in the car, I'm married now for that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't do all of that no more. But when I was single, you think hey ladies. Oh, Daryl, can you play some music inside the truck? For sure. What y'all want to listen to? Cam James? Who? That's all I'm gonna say. Who? You don't think I'm in a fucking truck full of owls? Who? We don't know this nigga. No, he the one that be saying Michael Jackson. Go ahead and play. Wanna be starting something? You got to be starting something. You wanna be starting something? You got to be starting something. So hard to get over, too low to get under. Nobody trying to hear shit you gotta say, boy. Tell that boy to beat it. No one wants to be defeated. Beat it, nigga. I might want to hear that shit.
Let's look at his young male friends. Macaulay Culkin.
Oh my God, nigga. You going to Macaulay Culkin? This nigga love Michael, bro. This nigga, that's the wrong nigga to bring up. Talking about Michael. This nigga talk about Michael like he a god. I watched the Macaulay Culkin video when he was talking about Michael, bro. He basically said that, like, outside of his parents, Michael was one of the most important people in his life. He got to hang out with Michael fucking Jackson. Do you know how cool that is, bro? Do you know what level of aura farming you on to be in a fucking photo with Michael Jackson?
Jordan Chandler.
Again, anybody who has the opportunity to be around Michael Jackson, consider yourself blessed. And the people, when you talk to them, what do they say? I was blessed. Except them white boys who try to take money out of Michael because they're average. See, a lot of white people are average. So they see a nigga like Michael. I can't believe this nigga's a billionaire. And here go the white person sitting next to him. Well, they say that nigga's about to make another billion because he just bought the Beatles catalog. I know they ain't let a nigga buy the Beatles catalog. They're the most important musical group in all of England history. Oh yeah, nigga, Michael bought it, bro. He bought Sony Music Group. What you mean? You mean he bought like one artist? No, nigga. You heard what I said. He bought Sony, nigga. He owned that shit now. But we make records for Sony. No, we make records for Michael now, nigga. Look, bro. That's the only thing that I ever seen Michael do that was gangster. Because Michael was cool with Paul McCartney. They did that one song that Brandy and Monica redid. They did a song called The Girl Is The Girl Is Mine. Right? I don't understand the way you went, and I said it from the start. And then Paul McCartney would come up like, but Michael, I am a white man, and you are a black nigga. And you from Gary, Indiana, boy. You don't even fucking have a chance. The girl is mine. Yeah, Michael took that shit personally. Michael took that shit so personally. He said, hey, Paul, guess who you work for now? Who, Michael? I think I work for the white man in London. I work for the white man in London. Me and my chaps. We're making good music, you know? We don't have time for this shucking and driving shit you're doing over here. Sorry, I was a little bit patois, a little bit English, whatever. Michael said, good, nigga. I'm glad you feel that way because you work for me now, bitch. Every time they use a Beatles song in a movie, the Jackson family will be paid. Every time they play you niggas in a McDonald's commercial, the Michael Jackson family will be paid. So I think I'm going to take the week off. I'm going to build Never Neverland, bitch. And you niggas are going to pay for it. How about that? What's Never Neverland? Oh, I haven't built it yet. But it will be the biggest mansion in fucking California. What do you mean, Michael? Oh, I'm going to build an amusement park as my fucking backyard. I'm going to have monkeys, gorillas, giraffes, motherfuckers, lions, niggas who spit fire out their mouth, everything you can think of. Nigga, I might go buy dragons with y'all niggas' money. Dragons, nigga. Michael had everything you can name. That's why everybody wanted to go there. When I was a young kid, the word Never Neverland, that shit sounded like you was going to Buckingham Palace. I tell you right now, nigga, I'd rather go to Never Neverland and meet Michael Jackson than spend any second with that motherfucker Donald Trump. Because I noticed you a Trump fan, and I gotta attack you now. I noticed that. You a Trump nut hugger. Now I gotta attack you because I don't understand how you love Donald Trump but think Michael Jackson is a fucking PDF file. Let's keep watching your bullshit video because I have somewhere to be soon.
Gavin Arvizo, Wade and
Sean. Hold on.
Jordan Chandler.
Let's start with this, bro. Oh my God. I'm glad you did this. Jordan Chandler. In 1993, Evan Chandler, a dentist and screenwriter based in Los Angeles. So he was a dentist and screenwriter, which means he was poor as fuck. He accused Michael Jackson of sexually abusing his 13-year-old son, who is photographed right here with Michael Jackson. His name is Jordan Chandler. Now, Michael Jackson had befriended Jordan Chandler after Michael had rented a vehicle from Jordan's stepfather, right? Who is not named in this lawsuit. In mid-August 1993, Jordan Chandler described to his psychiatrist at the time, Dr. Mathis Abrams, being molested allegedly by Michael Jackson, including incidents of kissing, masturbation, oral sex, which Abrams then reported this to the authorities, which is how the case came for Michael Jackson. And that comes from reporting from the Rolling Stone. Next, what's critical here is Evan Chandler. Hold on, y'all. What's clear here is Evan Chandler repeatedly threatened to destroy Michael and secretly recorded telephone conversations that were played in court by Michael Jackson's attorney. You see, Cam James don't want to mention this. He don't want to mention how Evan Chandler was having conversations that was recorded about how he wanted to destroy Michael Jackson. He wanted to bring Michael Jackson down. He wanted money because he was poor as fuck. Jordan was then interviewed by a private investigator hired by Michael Jackson's attorneys and denied being molested at all. Let me read that part again from Rolling Stone. This is from the Rolling Stone magazine. Jordan Chandler, the person that Cam is mentioning now, was interviewed by a private investigator hired by Michael Jackson's attorneys and denied being molested at all. The father, who again is known as Evan Chandler, first went to his lawyers demanding money. He never filed a police report. He never went to the authorities at all. He went directly to the Jackson family and demanded $23 million. And he got it. In 1994, Michael Jackson settled the lawsuit for $23 million, with $5 million going to the family's lawyers alone. The lawyers made $5 million. The settlement was not an admission of guilt. Whether Michael Jackson said he wanted to prevent this lawsuit from interfering from his career, which specifically meant Michael Jackson wanted to go on tour. He wanted to do things that he could not do because he was constantly in court. Grand juries in both Santa Barbara and Los Angeles were presented with the prosecution case against Michael Jackson, and both the grand juries in Santa Barbara and Los Angeles declined to indict Michael Jackson on these charges. Authorities said that the case remained open until 1994, where Jordan Chandler told prosecutors he would refuse to testify at trial. They took the settlement money. It was no longer a problem. And the investigation, because there had to be one, there had to be a grape kit done, and there was no physical evidence ever found against Michael Jackson. Case closed against Jordan Chandler. You want to keep going with this, Laz? Do you want to keep going? All right. What's the next one?
Gavin Arvizo.
Gavin Arvizo. I'm so glad you mentioned him. He's my favorite little liar. Michael Jackson was charged with allegedly molesting Gavin, who at the time was 13 years old. And this allegedly took place at the Neverland Ranch estate that Michael Jackson owned. Michael Jackson was indicted on 4 counts of molestation of a minor, 4 counts of intoxicating a minor, 1 count of attempting child molestation, and 1 count of conspiring to hold Gavin's family captive and conspiring to commit extortion and child abduction. They said that Michael Jackson tried to extort this poor ass Mexican family. But see, the problem with that is that Gavin's family has serious credibility issues, right? Starr, who is Gavin's brother, admitted that he lied in a 2000 sworn statement where he said his mother had never fought his father. The family also claimed that they were beaten in a JCPenney parking lot by security guards, and that they received a $152,000 settlement. His sister, Janet, separately claimed sexual abuse and was charged with false child. The defense methodically dismantled Gavin's family's credibility when they cross-examined the evidence. Guys, on June 13th, 2005, Michael Jackson was found not guilty on all charges. Thank the gods, Allah, hallelujah, amen, Yahweh, praise Allah. That's also something that you failed to mention in your video. All right. Good. Now we're going to get to the two most famous ones. The white boys.
Wade and Chantal Robson.
Wade and Chantal Robinson. But you forgot to mention James Safechuck, or Safechuck, whatever that whole ass nigga name is. Wade Robson alleged that Michael Jackson molested him for a 7-year period, starting when he was 7 years old. He claimed that Michael Jackson performed oral sex on him during his first sleepover at the Neverland Ranch, and that the last assault occurred when he was 14 years old. Again, this is all according to the Rolling Stone magazine, who at the time covered the case. I don't know. It's called using motherfucking stats, facts, right? What did we used to do in college when we had to write a paper? We had to post where we got the information from. Where did you get this information from, sir? Okay. James Safechuck filed a lawsuit against MJJ Productions and against MJJ Ventures in 2014. Keep that in mind. They did not sue Michael Jackson. They sued Michael Jackson Production Company and Michael Jackson Music Company in 2014, alleging that the abuse, that Michael Jackson abused all these children from 1988 from 1992. And I'm reading this directly from NPR. Key fact, both Wade Robson and James Safechuck had both previously testified under oath. Let me make sure I say this clear. Both Wade Robson and James Safechuck had testified under oath that Michael Jackson had done nothing to them. Robson testifies as a defense witness in Michael Jackson 2005 trial, said that Michael Jackson had never touched him, never abused him, never kissed him, never did anything. Both men would later on go on to deny, right? We'll go into denial, saying that those statements were false, argued that they were under extreme pressure from specific individuals, which they never go into that, but I believe it was their parents, right? And guess what? The judge dismissed that case as well, sir. The judge dismissed that case as well, sir. Let's keep going.
Brett Barnes. James Safechuck.
I already got the James Safechuck. Let's keep going, sir. I'm 2 steps ahead of you.
The list does go on.
The list don't go on. You don't have any more names because the list stops there. The list stops there. You don't have any more names. The list stops right there at James fucking Safechuck. Right there. This is where the list stops, God. Like, if y'all looking for more children, you might as well go out and look for fucking Bigfoot. You might as well go to fucking Iceland to see if Santa Claus is living there. You might as well go to the North Pole and see if you're going to find Rudolph the fucking reindeer. That's what you might as well do. Marquez.
All of these boys reportedly spent the night in Jackson's bed dozens of times. Most, if not all, attest that there was no abuse. Jackson claimed in 2003 that he let children sleep in his bed, but that sometimes he slept on the floor.
There was one night I stood in the yard. I asked him if I could stay in his bedroom.
Gavin the liar. Is he lying now or is he telling the truth? Once a nigga lie under oath, I can't believe nothing that nigga say. If you would lie, knowing that you can be subjected to perjury, then you would lie any motherfucking time. I'm good, bro. And the one thing I will blame Michael for is for allowing these white children to be around him. That's the one thing I'm going to blame Michael for. Michael should never. I genuinely believe if Michael had some little kids from the hood around him, this would never been a fucking problem. This would never be a fucking problem because they would have appreciated Michael. They wouldn't try to fuck Michael's life up. But what these white people saw was an opportunity, a money grab.
He let me stay in the bedroom, and I was like, Michael, you can sleep on the bed. And he was like, no, you sleep on the bed, sleep on the bed. We're like, no, you.
I'm done, bro. My son, I'm about to go. I'm about to go in there with my wife and my son. I'm not even gonna edit this. I'm posting this shit immediately because you got us fucked up. You got us super fucked up, bro. I don't know no other way to put it. I'm out of here. Sit Nation out. Y'all leave y'all comments in below. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Hit the like button. Hype the video up because I want this video to be seen. All right. The bottom line is this. Michael Jackson is the most powerful black artist who ever lived, especially from a business standpoint, and Michael Jackson knew it. Michael was never convicted of anything. In 1993, the 1993 case had a father on tape threatened to extort Michael. That's why that case was thrown out. Okay, they had him on tape threatening to extort Michael. The 2005 case had a accuser's family with a documented history of fraud and contradictory testimony in court. Okay, the post-death civil suits were all dismissed. All dismissed. The FBI to this day say they have never found anything to convict Michael Jackson. None of that, however, has stopped people in the media from convicting him in the court of public opinion, like we see here in the video that I displayed to you guys today by Cam James. At the exact same time that Michael was publicly fighting the very industry that profited from his existence, they were trying to strip him from his power. The power that he bought, the power that he earned. Whether you believe Michael was a predator or you believe Michael was a target, like I believe, or maybe there's a complicated version of both. Michael was never convicted. And if we're never going to talk about why he was never convicted, if we're not going to bring in these people lying under oath, I don't want to have a conversation about it. Him owning the Beatles catalog, buying Sony, the business story alone tells you everything about why the industry wanted Michael Jackson gone. Okay? Did you know that Michael Jackson bought people like Little Richard? He bought his music and gave his music back to him. You didn't know that, right? You didn't know that Little Richard was giving his catalog for free. Did you know that? Did you know that Michael Jackson bought Little Richard catalog and gave it back to him for free? That was around the same time that a young man by the name of Prince would write slave on the side of his face because he felt like he was a slave to the industry. Michael Jackson would not allow that to happen to him. Have a good day, guys.